All right, welcome back. Today's video, we're going to cover mainly altcoins, but we're going to do a brief start out with Bitcoin because that's kind of the king mover, as you're well familiar with. So, what level do we need to break over to, flip macro bullish? That would be 46K. There's no other line in the sand like this line in the sand. 46K and not a moment sooner before macro bull again. So, all this other jazz is just playing in the sandbox. And to get out of the sandbox and to get full bull mode again, take the bull by the horns. 46K closing, not a wick, but we simply that's it, plain and simple. Until then, it could just plainly be a rally or a bull trap or whatever synonym, antonym, acronym, whatever nim you want to throw in there. All right, so hopefully that's clear as mud, clear as day, clear as mud, clear as day, clear as crystal clear. I mean, there's all kinds of weird things people have come up with over the years, huh? So let's move on to more different coins. Now, maybe you're wondering why I don't cover altcoins as much. It's because Bitcoin, until Bitcoin gets back above its 21 week and support, and it's just the safest play. There's no other. The altcoins are gonna just react to what Bitcoin does as long as Bitcoin is underneath the 21 week for the most part. Now you've probably come to know that there are some anomalies here and there. Like Luna every now and again. You can remember, Solana back in the day, a couple months ago. 6 months ago was doing its own thing. So there's always going to be slight anomalies, but for the most part, I think you can see that altcoins kind of just tend to follow whatever Bitcoin does until Big Brother gets back above the 21 week and is safe. Then altcoins kind of just going to follow suit. Okay, so that's why altcoins will have their time again after Bitcoin gets, over retakes its 21 week EMA. Okay, that for reference, let's go back real quick. For reference, that number on the weekly chart is, I think, about 43.6. So let's look at it here real quick. I'll get an exact number. 43. So it changes a little bit right here. You can see it. So 43, 575 right now. Okay, that's the yellow line right here. And again, we have to overtake that and also overtake 46K. And then altcoins will really start to shine. But until that happens, right, that could be this week. It could be next week. It could be the week after. It could be 2 months down the line, right? If we come up here and get rejected, guess what? Altcoins are going to get hit double hard again. Okay, so until we overtake this closing candle on a weekly closing candle, we're just on stall time. Okay, so just be patient. This is the patient part, right? You could say be patient, and you could say you're patient. This is what it takes, months at a time of consolidation down here, right? Okay, let's go look at Ethereum. We'll just briefly touch on these, kind of the breakout levels that we need here, okay? So that was from back when. So yeah, could we still go down to Ethereum down here? Of course. If Bitcoin rejects again off the 21 week, altcoins will probably see new fresh lows, at least since in 2022. Revisit that. So yeah, for the downside for Ethereum, we're looking at 1700 to 2K. That's from this long consolidation and the bottom pattern here. So that is to the bottom side. To the upside, we just want to start making higher highs. We've potentially starting that today, right? So we got to see where this candle closes, right? We would take this high out, this close, 29.77. Close above that, you're doing things you haven't done in quite some time here, right? So then just march right back up the stairs here. Then we could potentially be making a little bit of a pattern here, right? See this? This is what you'd want to see, and then maybe we get like a little dip, and then kaboom, right? See that? That could potentially be playing out. You want to break this candle. This would be the most important one to break. 32.50, let's say that 32.50. We break out of that. Yeah, we could get moving in a hurry here. Kind of break this lid here, and yeah, you don't have to make this, but probably the first time we hit this, I would say that's kind of likely. So for Ethereum, 32.50 full bull. And I would say that Bitcoin will probably be, mid 40s at least by the time this happens. So take with that information what you will. Let's go down to ADA. ADA, we're coming in hot to, pretty big resistance here around the dollar level. Somewhere between, where we are now even is pretty decent resistance, right? Going back into here, right? And then you have your long consolidation early January. All of January basically held that level. Then we broke it. So first time going up to it, are we going to even get to it? Are we going to hold this resistance for the first time and then come back down and try it again later? I don't know, but your big resistance level for ADA is, I would say, is about $1.05. If you could flip 105 and close above that, then ADA could maybe get going again. And then again, your next level, just look to your left, 110, right? Then take out 120. You take out 120, your next resistance way up here. So big good things for ADA if we can get and close above 120. Okay, we are still recording. All right, Matic. Basically, I would like to just clear our kind of our March high right here, 170. And Matic doesn't have as clear as levels as a lot of these other coins. So I would say 170, and then we can kind of make a nice little, probably rip up the $2 area. That $2 area is going to be like the psychological level. We flip 2, and I mean, yeah, you can make a run in a hurry here, right? So these are kind of the 2 levels, 170 and then that $2. You flip this, you're probably going to 2. Yeah, until then, 170, we could come up and tap and then come back down again, right? So just patience with Matic. I think it'll do well when we start, going off again in full bull mode. But that could be some time ahead. Let's see what else I want to do. I want to do Dot. Dot's making a little bit of a run here, a much needed run, but still Dot is in kind of this wavy consolidation until I would say around $24 level. If we can get above this 24 level here, then Dot would likely pick up steam in a pretty big way here. But until then, we're trying. I mean, look at the Bollinger Bands here. We're opening up here. Nice solid green candle, up 6% today. It's looking good. So we just got to stay patient with this. It got hit harder than a lot of coins. Not hard to some, but I feel like for what, as important as Dot is, I think it'll make a nice recovery once we flip 24 again. So until 24, we're, again, still just playing around a little bit. Our good friend Excommunicado, ROI. No, I'm just kidding. I still love him. Chainlink. What do we got? Well, we're in resistance. We're trying to break through resistance right now, right? This is kind of this solid thick. See how it's a little thicker here? So that's this kind of same area that we're seeing, but Link's trying to break through a little bit earlier here. So again, more good news. So far, this is an important day. Let's see where they close today. If we can close above, this candle here, we close at 1536. So if we can do that, it's certainly a step in the right direction. We want to see the bands continue to open here and then push through, and then really to get out of the woods, so to speak, I would say overtake that $20 level, right? And we all know $20, right? Back here, support, here, resistance, and then, I mean, you could go way back, and that's where our summer bubble happened in 2020. We wicked right up to that same level, and we're still there, right? Years later. So $20, if we can manage to close above here, $15, $16 level. Our next real major breakout would be 20. If we can break out through 20, our next level is, what we've talked about for, considerable amount of time, this $28 level. Before that, let's go look at the weekly real quick. I know I got a lot of you that follow me for links, so I'll spend a little bit extra time. Or maybe I'll make tomorrow I'll make an extra, just a standalone link video and look more in depth. So let me know if you want that in the comments below, and maybe we can do that. So for Link on the weekly chart, it's a little bit different here, right? So maybe, well, what did I delete? I'm deleting paintbrushes. Okay, let's see here. All right, we can cover this more in depth in another video if I get enough people that request it. So, so on the weekly, we really only have to clear above this, and then change the color so you don't get confused. Green is good. So there you go. And then what else could you look for? Well, doesn't always have to necessarily be a hard line here, right? You want to look for a kind of a zone. And I mean, this is a perfect zone for Mr. Chainlink right there. See that? You break through that. That's a big, thick wall. You break through that wall. And again, it's right around that, between $18, $19 on the weekly chart. You break through there. yeah, Link would probably make a pretty swift move up to, mid to upper 20s up in here, and then, your biggest milestone on the weekly chart is to break this, and then we're going back to all-time highs pretty swiftly. Once this happens, that's green sand. I would guess most cryptos are doing very well if we get back up to this level, and then yeah, all-time highs and beyond, to infinity and beyond. All right. All right. Anything else? Let's briefly touch on Luna, just because it's performing so great. I mean, you can see the week after week here. Okay. So I've highlighted this before here. What do we have? We have two things here, right? What is this? What does this mean? Well, look at our breakout here. We had put in a high, came back down, and before hitting the 21 week, or the 21 day, excuse me, came back up, made a higher high, right? High, higher high. That's good. So when you come back down, we made a higher low, but guess what? We failed to make a higher high. Does it not necessarily just go full bear, right? It just means you're losing a little bit of momentum. So the move is slowing a little bit, right? You don't make a higher high again, it's going to be difficult to retake that immediately. So that's evidence of what you're seeing here. And then not only that, but what do we do? For the first time since our breakout, we hit and we actually tagged the 21 day, right? You can see it. We didn't even do that. The whole move up right here was our last one. Our rocket ship candle right there, and blast off. And then, so we're just slowing down a little bit. So this is actually more healthy than anything, in my opinion. Just kind of building up steam instead of, just blasting off. When you get coins to just continue to tear, they're gonna, I mean, you're gonna see them prolong consolidation. And I mean, a perfect example of that, it would be like, I think it's VeChain, right? VeChain just went up so fast over last summer that that's why it's, look at that. I mean, it's a freaking wall, man. It's like, I mean, it's a damn wall. And that's why it got hit hard. This one's probably hit some of the hardest out of any coin. Let's see what this drop is. So I'm sorry if you bought in at the top, but don't stop doing that. 85% down. I mean, that's a Mike Tyson punch right there. So now, if you look at market cycles, this looks like the despair mode to me, right? You go below your mean, and then you kind of capitulation right here, and then you kind of return up in here, consolidate, and then start this cycle kind of again. So maybe this summer we can repeat our cycle and not maybe not go this parabolic this time and remain a little bit healthier out of VeChain. So let's go back and look at AVAX real quick on the daily. Let's focus on the daily. So our breakout level for AVAX pretty cut and dry here, around this 95 level. If you want to be super safe, I mean, just call it $1. If you break $100, excuse me. If you break 100 out of AVAX, I mean that takes out pretty much everything. And I think we'd be probably visiting all-time highs pretty quickly if we can take out 100 here. That would just be pretty bullish. You'd take out the psychological 100 level. You'd take out pretty much all the highs of 2022, and you kind of break this kind of support, flipped resistance. Good things to come for AVAX. Maybe not that, and not so far ahead here. So step 195, if you can kind of close above that 95 level, 100, and then rockets. So XRP, got a request for this in our Telegram group. So if you want some more help, join our Telegram group. We have a free one, we have a paid one. The paid one's obviously a lot more information. So just FYI, for XRP, the clear breakout level here, 90 cents, right? That's our kind of our 2022 high so far. So if we break that, that's big things. Now, look at this. This is looking good right now. It looks like XRP is trying to break out here. The Bollinger Bands are opening up on the daily scale, right? If you see this bottom one start to level off and come up here, that would be more of a short-term move, and probably we're going to hit our head again here at resistance, at least for the first time initially, if you see this Bollinger Band start curling up. When they're both following each other, it usually is a shortened upwards movement, right? See this? See the band up and then the band up, right? See this? Right? That's okay. You can get some upwards movement, but it's probably going to end sooner than later, especially going into resistance here. So what we want to see, if you want XRP to go up, you want to see this band drop, and you want to see this band drop, and then price can kaboom through there. And then ideally, you'd like to flip this as support and then bounce again. So yeah, that would be ideal for XRP. Then your dollar level right there. Take a dollar out, and then I mean you could see like a 20-30% blast move pretty quickly. There's no other levels. XRP would pretty much blast right to here. So, and we all know that XRP can move in a hurry when it's ready. But just watch this. This is going to be key right here. This bottom Bollinger Band. Okay, so if that starts curling up, then I would say resistance somewhere between 87 to 90, 91, 92 even. If it continues down, XRP might make another one of these little guys and just decide to a 20% daily move in a hurry. So keep an eye on that. So that's my 2 cents for the day. And then I don't know if you saw that bottom level here. If you lose 70 cents again, that'd be kind of a warning here. You got this level here, but that's still a decent drop even from here. So we're looking at probably 15% probably at minimum to kind of retest these lower levels if you lose 70. And then this would be pretty big support here. I don't see XRP going lower than 60 cents. So and if it does, then your stop loss reward ratio is great because you put your buys in here, stop loss right under these wicks right here, around 50 cent, 49 cent even level. If you want to, and your risk, say you bought in at 60, right, and you go down, put your stop loss 15-20% down. You have 15%, 20%. At most you're going to lose, and you have potential hundreds of percents you're going to make to the upside. And the odds of this holding are much greater than buying anywhere in here. Just you're kind of gambling in this area, right? So you're hoping that these kind of things play out. Which, I mean, hey, this looks like a decent formation here, right? So if we hit our head the first time, right, nice little bull pattern. Then if we come back down a little bit, and then you see us coming back up, yeah, then your buy level's right there, a breakout, and then kaboom for XRP. So if you watched up until this point, kudos to you. It means you're trying to learn. You're still here. So let's get to quote of the day, and well, let's look at the fear and greed index first. 26. Shocking. We're still in fear. Quote of the day. This isn't from today, but I saved this one because I love this one. Most people have the will to win, but few have the will to prepare to win. Probably one of my favorite quotes. If I had to pick one, like for all time, just for society, not for me personally, but society as a whole. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to do great in crypto and do great in trading, but nobody wants to put in the effort it takes to learn to do it properly. You have to. How many books have you read, right? How many YouTube videos have you watched, not on Moonboy Hype Boys, but on people that trading fundamentals? Do you know every single candlestick pattern? Have you read 1 book, 0 books, 100 books, right? If you've read 5 books or listened to 5 classes on audio, then you're starting to prepare yourself. If you're just watching people hoping to get a price prediction for the next year or so, this is not how to do it. So if you haven't been successful up until this point, I would say you need to look inward and see what you're doing wrong and what you could do better. And that is this quote a little bit deeper, right? And it doesn't just pertain to crypto, but most of you watching, I would assume, are in crypto. This translates to all of life, right? If you want something, everyone wants to have an easy life and to have money and do whatever they want, but it doesn't just happen. Okay, so if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard, your life can be easy. I'll leave you with that. And the car of the day. My favorite Bentley, the Bentley Mulsanne. Have a good one.